Hey, happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody here out in Record Sports Hub. We got a different show today. We're going to talk a little bit of bets today. We're going to talk a little NBA. We'll talk about NFL Thursday, Friday. We'll talk some college football, college basketball. Maybe we'll drop some hockey, NBA stuff. I don't know what's going to come of this, guys. So stay tuned. Let's pop in. Let's have a good show. Let's chill out. Just enjoy the night. Here we go. Let's get to it. Hey there, welcome to Lock It In. My name's Tanner Dawson. Joining me, of course, is Alan Perales. Scott Cobe will be here momentarily. This is Lock It In on the Record Sports Hub. Our Thanksgiving special, midweek show. Why not, right, Alan? Why not?
I mean, it's not like, two of our teams are playing each other tomorrow. So for the reason for us having this show, not at all.
Not at all. There's not four football games before our Sunday show. There's not college football before our Saturday show. We're just going to have a show.
A bunch of stuff, not a bunch of stuff going on this entire weekend.
At all. None whatsoever. But I don't know about you, but I've been enjoying some college basketball the last few days. Right now, we're getting ready for Gonzaga and Michigan to go at it. Gonzaga looks good. Michigan looks good. Michigan blew at Auburn. Gonzaga took care of business yesterday. This could be a fun game. This could be a very, very fun game to watch and entertain.
I mean, after the year blip last year from Gonzaga, maybe they're starting to kind of return to form a little bit. Who knows?
It's very possible. Very possible that we could see this Gonzaga team that kind of an unknown going in this year could be something, for this. For the NCAA, which
good
St.
one
Mary's is kind of with it.
I was say you got a good one with St. John's and Auburn right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that one. I don't have that one up yet. KU just finished here. We beat Tennessee. I can't believe it. I told Sam earlier today, Mr. First Town, they were going to destroy us. We were down 2 people. First off, our best player. Second off, we lost another guy yesterday during the late Syracuse win. So, but, while we wait for Scott here real quick, what's your take here on this tournament down in Vegas? I know there's a lot of controversy. Iowa State fans are butthurt because they did not do what they're supposed to do. And they didn't get to play for money today, and they crushed Syracuse, by the way. So, but what's kind of your thoughts here on this tournament?
I mean, again, isn't this what Iowa State fans do, though? I mean, you get a little bit of success in basketball, and it just kind of ruins the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. Nothing's really stuck out to me. I mean, Tennessee beating Houston yesterday was a huge shocker. Like you said, you were like, oh, we're gonna lose to this team, and then you end up beating them today. So,
yeah, that's exactly right. I legit thought we were gonna lose today, just because we were down, a couple guys, and I'm just like, man, I just don't know, but. Dang it. Came through. I don't think we'll be ranked going into next week, but we came through. So things aren't looking down by any means. We are not the kitty cats of the West, where they don't look good. So they don't look good at all. I mean, their record might show something different. Don't look too deep, people. Don't look too deep at it. Alan. So I'll wait for Scott here. Anything else going on in the world of sports here that we want to share?
I think it's time. I think it's time to have the official funeral for UMass, as they have gone winless in 2025.
We want to keep that. We want them to keep this going.
We have gathered here today for the burial of the University of Massachusetts to a 2025 season. Who would like to give the eulogy? Scott, would you like to give the eulogy for UMass?
No, because I just love betting against them when I can, which is rare because they're never bettable. But
they're not. They lost Ohio, right? Miami, Ohio yesterday.
Yeah, they covered 2 games out of 12, and the other 10 weren't even close to covers. So yeah they're the worst team in college football. It's not even close. So
I mean, speaking of the college football, all the coaching hirings that have been happening.
Yeah, what's going on?
North Texas's head coach now headed to Oklahoma State. The big one is rumored that Lane Kiffin's taking a $90 million deal to leave Ole Miss mid playoff to go to LSU.
Don't even let him coach tomorrow. I said it with you and Keith earlier. Do not let the guy coach tomorrow. Tell him we'll have the offensive coordinator coach or something, because the guy's leaving. So why would you have him coach your team?
See, that's another thing I'm upset about, because this is supposed to be like an SEC tradition to have the Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving, but they're playing it on Black Friday. Like, what do we do in SEC schedule makers? Come on.
They want to compete with the NFL, man. They know better.
The only game on college football wise tomorrow is Memphis Navy.
Correct.
Yep.
Which that's a big one for Navy, because if they win, there's a chance they could get into the conference title game. So
they don't want to compete with Thanksgiving Day with the NFL, because the NFL is king on Thanksgiving. They would rather compete with them on Black Friday if they're going to compete with one of the two.
I mean, look at the Thanksgiving lineup. You have the two of the best teams in the NFC North, and the Lions and Packers.
The Bears are on line 1. They'd like to talk to you, Alan.
They're on Friday. They're on Friday. So I'll be excited when they beat Philly on Friday. If Philly even shows up, because I think they're still MIA in Dallas somewhere.
Well, Philly will show up. Philly will win. Philly's going to win Friday.
And then, of course, like we teased it earlier, there's not a game that 2 of us are going to be invested in the afternoon slot, right, Tanner? And not game at all. Not at all.
I got dinner plans already set, so I'll be able to watch it.
And then you got
the All-22. The All-22 will show you everything. So
and then you got the if you ate too much, take a nap early before you go to bed game in Ravens and Bengals. So
it's not going to be a good game, Ravens Bengals. I don't think.
I don't know. Joe Burrow's back. Jamar Chase is back. It's going to be a thing.
Lamar's the shell of himself right now. He looks terrible.
So
we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know, but let's break some of these games down, guys. Like we got some games before the weekend. This is why we're doing the show, right? So we got NFL Thursday, Friday. We got college football Thursday, Friday. We got NBA going on. We got college basketball still hanging out here. Like, we got some games to look at. Again, guys, these tonight, whatever you want to say, we're not putting locks in. We're not sitting here like we do Saturday, Sunday, where you're going to throw your 5 best bets. We're going to break down some of the games, say what we like on it, see some of the bets here, just a general discussion. So please join in, see what you guys like as well here as we kind of look at it. So.
Yeah. Don't even mention that I went 0-5 last week, please. No.
No, we'll talk about that Saturday morning. Don't you worry. We'll talk about that Saturday morning.
Oh boy.
Well, intervention.
We want you to enjoy your Thanksgiving, Alan. We don't want to depress you that much more. So,
all right, sorry, we're not going to get into
that. I'm depressed every Thursday when the Cowboys have to play. I'm sorry.
That's true.
Every Thanksgiving when the Cowboys.
Okay,
that's fair enough.
That's fair.
So, I mean, it also depends on who it also depends on who we're playing too. If it's the Giants or the Commanders, I'm usually like, yeah, I can enjoy my Thanksgiving. But if it's like Kansas City or Buffalo, I'm just like, where's the alcohol at?
That's fair. Well, I'll see. I mean, this is going to be a good game there. So let's start here. let's start in the college football ranks, guys. Right now, so let's take a look here at Thursday's game. It is Navy Memphis 8-2 Navy Memphis at 8-3, minus 3.5 favorites for Memphis being at home here. If we kind of break down what Navy and Memphis have done covering spreads the last 10 games here, Navy is only 3 out of 7, or 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 games, 3 for 7 covering spreads. They covered South Florida on the 15th, so about 10 days ago. They covered that game. It ended up beating South Florida there, kicking them out of the playoff. But they hadn't covered a game since September 13th before that, which was Tulsa. If we take a look at Memphis, on the other hand, come on. There he goes, finally. So they didn't cover the last 2 games, which is ECU 10 days ago, Tulane as well. So there was minus 1.5 favorites, minus 4.5. They lost both games. Okay. But they covered against Rice. They've covered against Tulsa, FAU, Arkansas. So really the last 5 games, they are 1 for 4 in covering. Neither team, I mean, they're good, right? I think we like these teams here. We know they can be good. Last year in September, Navy won 56-44. So it was a game. Navy covered the plus 11 at the time too, because we remember we kind of picked it up with Navy around that time. So what are we thinking here, guys? It's an interesting matchup the way we look here at this Navy Memphis game and kind of what we like in the bets wise. But by the way, over under, you can get 57.5 on the over on DK right now, and the under on Caesars has 58.
So what leans me toward Navy is the fact that they still have a chance to get to the playoff. And if I know they're on the road, I get that. But as long as Navy still has the chance and their offense is pretty good, I'm going to back Navy. I just think that Navy has a lot riding on this game. If they lose this game, they have no shot at the playoff. So I think the players know that. I think the coaches know that. I think they're going to come out on fire. I would tend to lean toward Navy in the first half than I would full game.
Okay. Well, Memphis and Navy both beat USF, Alan. So, we're looking here at Memphis' side. Like, do we like anything about this game for Memphis?
I mean, they've had their moments this year. You look at you mentioned those teams that they did cover against. Look at their combined record. These aren't good teams. Arkansas is not a good team. Tulsa's not a good team. ECU's okay, but they're not that great. Really, it's the top teams in the conference that they've struggled with. South Florida, I know they covered against South Florida, but South Florida has been a really good team this year. Navy's been great this year, aside from probably the Notre Dame game where they got completely destroyed. And then of course Tulane's another one where you're looking at where you don't cover against them. So it's tough. It's going to be tough for them. I agree with Scott. I would definitely look at Navy, especially in the first half, because Navy has more to play for. While they are the team that's on the outside looking in, you still have opportunities for both Tulane and North Texas to potentially lose their games this week. So if you're Navy, you have to at least take care of your business and make sure that you get the win there, especially heading into Army Navy here in a couple weeks afterwards. So you want to go into that game at the very least on a winning note.
That's true. That is coming up here. So, but really, you're doing everything to, stay apart of things,
stay alive, stay in the playoff hunt, stay in the chase.
Yeah, because when you look at the Army-Navy game, that means nothing to Navy in terms of playoff. That really, I don't think
if they win, like and Scott, you probably heard me talk to Keith about this earlier tonight.
Yep.
Navy can win the American Conference and still lose Army-Navy and still be locked into that playoff spot.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. That's very true, though. Very true here. Trying to add in my sports books again real quick here because I had to dumb down for a little bit. All right, that's good enough. We'll be okay. So let's take a look here. The first half bets here on Navy Memphis right now. Currently Navy at plus 142 on the sports book. We don't name on the show. And then Navy's also plus 3.5 on BetMGM at minus 120, minus 2.5 for Memphis for the first half. Spread there at minus 118 on DK. Over or under. Here's the interesting one. Over or under. It's only 28.5. DraftKings has it at minus 105. Caesars at minus 104.
That's interesting.
It is.
So
first
Navy,
half bet.
I was going to say, does that mean they think these offenses aren't that good? Because Scott, you mentioned Navy's offense last week. Navy's offense last week.
Defensive respect.
Yeah, I would go Navy first half, Navy, and point total over. I think it's going to be a lot of points scored in the game.
I mean, if we look here too at this, what did I say, 58, 57.5. So we'll look at the 57.5 line here. Looking down at Memphis games, let's see here. They were under. Oh Lord, I gotta do math on this one. I don't want to do math. Anyways, so they've been over on the line 1, 2, 3, 4 times out of the last 10 games for Memphis. They're an under team, but Navy, on the other hand, is just 2 unders in the last 10 games. And we're talking about total 63.5, 55.5, 62.5, 52.5, 57.5. We're talking totals, and the ones they were under was a Rice that was 46, right? As well as North Texas being under that one as well, 55.5. So Memphis has a little bit of defense, and I think that's why it's so low in the first half at 28.5.
I think if Navy gets up 14-0 or 14-7, I think it's going to make Memphis have to score in the first half. So I think tempo is going to be really important. I think Memphis is going to want to keep Navy off the field, and Navy's going to want to score as quick as they can. So I think if it's 7-7 after the first quarter or 10-7 or whatever, I think you're looking at an over first half and an over game. I just don't think there's any way around it. So this is a live in game for me tomorrow night when I'm watching it, because I'll have 2 TVs on. I'll have one on Navy Memphis, one on Baltimore, Cincinnati, and I'll live in game bet it if I see that Navy is, that it's like 20 points after the quarter one, just to see where the total goes in the first half, because it'll probably go up into the 40s in that case, and then I would do the under, because I don't think team's going to score that much in the second quarter. So
and again, we talk about the extra motivation for Navy because they're still alive for the playoff. Not to mention one of the 2 teams they're chasing, their head coach just is now leaving to go to Oklahoma State in North Texas, and they're hosting not really a good Temple team, but a Temple team that's been very scrappy this year and has played well at times. That kind of is your only shot, really, is if Temple upsets North Texas, because Tulane's got Charlotte, and Charlotte is one of the worst teams in the FBS. So I don't see Tulane losing to Charlotte, honestly. But I think now with the extra motivation of we could still be a playoff team, we could still get to the conference title game. Oh, by the way, the team that beat us in North Texas, their head coach just went to another school right before their penultimate game against Temple. So that's kind of a little bit more extra motivation for Navy.
But this is what I will say. Navy is the leadoff act this weekend. If they win and win big, it puts pressure on the other 2 teams that they have to win. And if those games are close, those other 2 teams, one mistake could cost those other 2 teams the game. So Navy is going to go out and try to do everything they can to put up a big number so that North Texas and Tulane have to, in fact, win, and they have to win big. So Navy's in a great position right now as the leadoff act to this weekend.
Navy plays Thursday, North Texas plays Friday, and Tulane plays Saturday.
Yep. So
anything can happen, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Charlotte will pull a rabbit out of the hat and beat Tulane on Saturday.
Hey, I have not been impressed with Tulane this year. That's why we stopped betting them after week 4. So, or week 4, week 5. I'm okay. I mean, it could happen here. Okay, for this game here, we're not throwing locks in here. I want one bet from you guys. One bet from you guys in this game here.
Navy first half on the money line.
Navy plus the money line.
Just the money line.
142 money line. Okay, first half. Okay, Alan.
I would go over the 58.5. I think both teams are going to have to score points in order to win this game.
I'm going to give you 57.5. So 57.5. Quite frankly, I think I got to go because I don't like the hook in this game here. So I'm going to take the plus 4.5 on the sportsbook. Or no, sorry, plus bet 365. So I'll take that one. So there's a little recap. Hopefully, I don't know what you guys out there are looking at this game, trying to bet here, but that's kind of the bets we like here amongst this matchup here on Thursday. Okay, let's stay on Thanksgiving Day, guys. Okay, let's move into the NFL a little bit. Let's start with the first game. We got Green Bay, Detroit kicking off noon Central, 1 Eastern on Thanksgiving Thursday. Because why not have Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers play each other on Thanksgiving Thursday? What a way to kick off the day. What a way to kick off the day. It's at Detroit as well. Currently, looking here at the lines here, right now, Detroit is minus 142 money line on DK. Green Bay at plus 135. Looking at a minus 2.5 currently on DK for Detroit Lions at minus 120. Caesars has plus 3 currently for Green Bay at minus 113. It's kind of not a bad little number at plus 3 there. Over under right now is 48.5, kind of depending where you're looking at here. Plus 100 on the over and the ESPN bet currently. And your first half lines here, BetMGM and draft or BetMGM plus 125 money line for Green Bay, minus 135 for DK, 2.5, plus 2.5 a money on 10 on BetMGM, minus a half of a point at minus 115 on DK currently for this for Detroit. And the over under here is 23.5 and 24.5. So, what do we like, guys? I know we'll start with game lines and then we'll move into player props. Let's start with the game line in general. What are we looking like here for this game?
I am scared to death of Detroit tomorrow. After what they did against the Giants, barely surviving that game, I am scared of Detroit. I know Jordan Love has not looked good. Josh Jacobs is back tomorrow. I'm just really nervous about Detroit going into the Detroit game. I did not bet this game except a couple of player props. I would look at the under in this game, honestly. I think Green Bay wants to play it slow. I think they want to play it methodical. They're going to run clock. They're going to take time possession on each drive. So I would look at the under in the total game for this. I think it's going to be the opening week. It was like, what was it? 24-13 or something like that was the final.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could only look at the under in this game because I don't believe there's going to be a ton of points scored in this game. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. So that's the way I would look at it.
Okay.
I'm actually going Green Bay plus 3 because I get it. You still have Jahmyr Gibbs there, but Detroit's defense is so banged up. They're definitely a different looking defense than what they were week 1. And even so, they were completely shut down by Green Bay in week 1 in Lambeau Field. There's going to be extra motivation with the Packers this time around. Obviously, they want to still keep pace within the division and keep their dominance going. This is an opportunity for them to kind of cement themselves over Detroit now if they beat them on Thanksgiving. I think Jordan Love, if you go back the last couple of years that these teams have played on Thanksgiving, Jordan Love has outdueled Jared Goff in both games. The Packers have for somehow found a way to have Detroit's number on Thanksgiving the last couple of years. So I actually like Green Bay at the plus 3 here because I think they can exploit this defense even without Tucker Kraft. I think they could still exploit this Lions defense, and Detroit might struggle a little bit on offense.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting here. We look at the implied points total that these teams are offering, right? That Vegas pulls in. Currently, right now, 8th best for week 13 is the Lions at 25.5. And then the Packers are all the way down at 16th best this week at 23. I mean, we're talking a pretty accurate 2.5, right? Ball game here in that range there. I think honestly, the big call outs here, the Packers defense is amongst one of the toughest out there against all positions. Packers defense can play. They can play really well. Detroit, great against running backs. Josh Jacobs is back this week. But man, you're pretty average everywhere else. Yeah. You're average play. Not that Jordan Love's a world beater by any means, but you're pretty average play there. You know what I mean? So
I mean, the first game, Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 catches with 31 yards. I mean, that's
this is also week one. Okay, I'm taking week one with some
season, new offensive coordinator, new everything. I get that, but I think Green Bay's defense is not a good fit for what Jahmyr Gibbs does. I just think that Green Bay does something in their defensive scheme that slows Gibbs down. And if you slow Gibbs down, then you're putting everything on Jared Goff to win games. And I'm not comfortable with Jared Goff winning a game for me.
Mm-hmm. Go back to 2 weeks ago, Sunday night, Scott. We covered that game afterwards, how bad he looked against that Eagles defense.
Against the Eagles.
And that Eagles defense completely shut down both Gibbs and Montgomery and forced Jared Goff to beat him on his own, and he couldn't do that in a hostile Philadelphia environment. So I know they're at home this week, but we saw what the Giants did to them at home last week. You're coming off a short week, and one thing that I've heard, especially in college this year, is that defenses travel well. Mm-hmm. And like you said, the Packers defense is one of the better defenses in the league right now. So that defense can travel well. I need to see more from Micah. Personally, I need to see a little bit more from Micah. And the last time these two teams played, he had a great game. So I think on a Thanksgiving stage like this, you could see Micah Parsons have one of his better games of the season, because he's going to want to show out on a primetime stage in front of the entire nation. So I would not be surprised to see Micah have him kind of a breakout game this year tomorrow against Detroit.
I want to hate it here. If we take a look here a little bit about Green Bay and Detroit here on covering spreads and over-unders here. I mean, currently Green Bay is, what is this, 4, so 6 and 4, basically. So the last 6 out of the last 10, they've covered the spreads here. And Detroit is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. So they're right there. A pretty even squad there on covering spreads. Yep. They've only covered 2 of the last 5 games, not covering the Giants or Philly. But Green Bay has covered against Minnesota and the Giants last 2 games at the same time. Yeah, that's also Jameis Winston. And what do they call him, Alan? 9?
9.
I didn't hear about that till Thursday last week, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Which he's not even playing anymore. So
is this JJ McCarthy that we're calling?
Yes, J.
Yeah, apparently that's his
nickname. He's not JJ McCarthy when he's on the field. He's 9 when he's on the field.
What?
I got nothing, Scott.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's his approval rating out of 100 right now. It's 9.
Even that high.
It might be. I mean, like we talked about earlier this year, Green Bay covered the 1.5 point, 27-13. Look here, the over-unders here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 games out of the last 10 for Green Bay has been over. It's an under team. It's a good defense.
Yeah.
And if you're Green Bay looking ahead to their schedule, Tanner, you need this game because you got the Bears twice, who, if you're in a 1-score game with them, it's not going to be easy. You've got Denver, which they're a great defense, and they somehow find their ways to win close games too. And you've got a rejuvenated Baltimore team towards the end of the season. So you've got a tough stretch here if you're the Packers. So this is an important game.
Detroit is 6 out of the last 10. They've been on the overs. So, but Detroit needs the offense to keep their defense in it. So, and then this last 27-13 went under the 49.5. Last year in December, it was over 51. So Detroit winning 34-31. I mean, take it as you may. I don't know. This is such a weird game line game. Yeah. I'm kind of with you guys. I'm just probably not betting the game line. Mike with the Sports Buffoons, he did take Detroit minus 2.5 on this one as the easy money bet. I kind of hope he's right because I like Detroit in this line too, minus 2.5. But it's kind of where we're sitting. Let's break it out, guys. Let's look at some player props here. I want some player props. What are some guys you guys are highlighting here for this Green Bay Detroit game?
I got now. These are ones I bet. Amon-Ra over 6.5 receptions. It just seems like Detroit's gonna have to throw it short and out quick, and that's Amon-Ra to a T. No Brock Wright tomorrow. He's been ruled out, so there's no Brock Wright in the short, intermediate area of the field. So that's perfect Amon-Ra territory. So I love Amon-Ra over 6.5 receptions. The other guy I'm on is Christian Watson for Green Bay. I think Jordan Love's going to take a shot deep, and that's Christian Watson to a T. And I think if Christian Watson gets deep for a catch, I think his 57.5 receiving yards is going to go over easily because I think he's going to have 3 or 4 catches tomorrow for like 80 yards. So I like Christian Watson and I like Amon-Ra. Everything else is just like a coin flip to me. It's something that I don't even want to touch. There's a lot of like Gibbs props.
Yeah,
he's not going to have 200 yards rushing. That's for sure.
You sure? You sure you can't have
it? So those are really the only two that I'm on. Goff passing touchdowns I might be on, but I'm not sure. This is in live in-game betting, depending on how the game's going.
Yeah, if we look at the Amon-Ra here, the Packers, are holding receivers to the 14th fewest catches, 6th fewest yards, 12th fewest touchdowns, 9th fewest PPR points here, and just 11 games, 9 wide receivers. That's it. Only 9 have been able to reach the 10 PPR point against the Packers. 6 of them, which was Debo, Pickens, Chase, DK, Roman, Wilson, and the Devontae Smith, were able to reach 12 points. And then 2 of them were able to hit the 20-plus mark, which would be Pickens and Chase. So,
the reason why I went
they hold their own.
The reason why I went with the receptions, because this could be a game where Amon-Ra catches 8 balls for 48 yards. And that's it. Could be like one of those A.J. Brown games 2 weeks ago. 7 catches, 45 yards. Something like that.
Even still, my fantasy team thanks you, Scott.
He's not going to go 8 for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is not the type of game he's going to do that.
Right now, Amon-Ra, he's receiving 31.8% of the total targets. He's averaging 6.8 catches, 9.7 targets, guys. Yeah. Like, he has the ability, the workload here to hit that prop there, which I do like, Scott, a lot on the Amon-Ra prop a lot. I think I'll have to look here a little bit at Gibbs here. By the way, looking at the week winner on Basement Brew Fantasy Football, it's kind of where I'm finding these numbers here. He has Amon-Ra with a nice green one, feels good. Of course, Gibbs, he feels good about it as well. So in this game, and Josh Jacobs, he also is in that category for this game. So, which I kind of right there with you guys. Like, I'm for it. What are you liking over there, Alan?
So on Detroit side, I'm actually going to go David Montgomery. I think this could be one of the games where you could see David Montgomery make a little bit more of an impact in a game because I believe the last couple of Thanksgiving games he's played pretty well, especially if the Packers try to slow down Jahmyr Gibbs, which they did in week 1. If they try to do the same concept, you're going to have to see a little bit more of David Montgomery. You got to utilize both backs to their potential in this game to beat a team like Green Bay. So I could see David Montgomery have himself a little bit better of a game. Packers side of things, again, I know we usually don't talk about defensive props, and it's hard to find defensive props this time, but I think Micah Parsons. I think he's your impact on defense for the Packers. If he has a great game and helps slow down this Lions offense, the Packers are a shoe-in to win this game tomorrow. So I would look at Micah Parsons defensively for the Packers in this one too.
Sounds fair. I think the prop here, we talked about Gibbs earlier, for me, is the receiving yards right now. Minus 115 currently, under 37.5 receiving yards. We kind of look at this prop number by itself here too. He's hit under 8 out of 11. He's hit this prop over the last 2 games. Philadelphia, he's soared over, right? 107 yards receiving. Giants, barely creeped over there with 45. He didn't hit that thing again since Tampa Bay at 82. He's been under against Green Bay, Chicago, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincy, KC, Minnesota, Washington. This is a high number here. If we kind of take a look too at, let's see here. So it's targets. He only had 4 targets it's week 10. 12 targets last week. So of course he's going to go over on the freaking versus Giants. 8 targets. That's the high right now. That's the highest of the year Gibbs is getting in targets. Other than that, it's 4 or less. There's a 6-1 in Baltimore, but it's 4 or less. And if you look here at this number specifically at 37.5, Tyrone Tracy went over at 51. Saquon went over at 41. That's it. That's it for running backs. 2 out of the last 10. You're looking at starting running backs. Gibbs has hit this over receiving yards here. Quite frankly, to me, I like the under here of the 37.5. I think Gibbs will be involved. He has to be involved in this game here, but I don't necessarily think he's going to hit that high number there for receiving yards. So that's kind of my call out there. I'm looking else here too. Just looking here
You're
right now.
You're going to see a lot of combo packages where you see both Montgomery and Gibbs on the field at the same time.
Correct. You will. Josh Wild, by the way, for Green Bay, 0.5 receiving yards currently.
Oh,
I
might have to dabble in that a little.
It's this game's setting up for a shootout, right? This game should be set up for a shootout. They're gonna have to pass the ball either whether they like it or not.
Yeah, because once both teams' running games get stalled, I tend to think that Goff and Love are going to have to go in the air and try to solve it that way. So
Anthony Frickster, 10.5 receiving yards is the line right now.
I'd rather put my money on Wild because it. What bothers me is that Jordan Love spreads the ball around, so he could throw it to 10 different guys. Could have receptions tomorrow. You don't know who it's going to and when it's going to them. So Luke Musgrave could catch 5 balls for 60 yards and a touchdown. He hasn't done it yet, but he could. Josh Wild could catch 2 balls for 22 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, we just don't know. So that's the tough part of doing Green Bay props is who's getting the ball. Is it Christian Watson? Is it Romeo Doubs? Is it Matthew Golden when he's on the field? Is it Dontavian Wicks like last week? We don't know, and that's a hard part.
You don't know.
They have so many guys that are essentially like number 2s. They would be number 2s in any other team. It's like who's the main guy? Who's their go-to guy? They really don't have a go-to guy. They were hoping it was gonna be Matthew Golden. I think they're waiting for Jalen. They're waiting for Jalen Reed to come back to see if that's their number 1. But I really don't see, without them having Tucker Kraft on the field, they really don't have a go-to target. Jordan Love doesn't really have a go-to target.
That Jaden Reed would have been the guy I would have been on tomorrow. First game back, I think Love wanted to get the ball to him. Rushing yards, he would have had a few rushing carries. I would have been on him tomorrow props. So
sounds fair.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, guys. Let's move it here to the Chiefs-Dallas ball game here.
Is anybody a fan of these teams?
I don't know. I can't tell. You can't tell by
I have no idea.
So
No.
I don't think so. I don't know what you're talking about, Scott.
I don't
There
either.
it is. I don't know what you're talking about. Looking here at KC at Dallas here for the 3:30 game, right? Yeah, 3:30 game Central, 4:30 Eastern. For this one here. Right now, currently, KC are 3-point favorites on Bet365. You can get plus 3.5 on Dallas at minus 112 on Caesars. Total here, I was looking at 52 to 52.5, depending where you're looking here. Money line wise, minus 175 plus 160. And then we look here at the first half side of things here. KC minus 130 plus 130 for Dallas. Minus a half point, minus 118 on the sportsbook we don't name. Here for the Chiefs on first half, plus 2.5 on DK for Dallas, minus 108. Over under 26.5 for that first half side, guys. So game lines wise, what do we like in here? Do we like any of these game lines first off for this Chiefs Dallas game?
I don't know if I should say. I don't know if I should say it because it might.
It's not a lot. You can't lock it in, so it doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want.
That's why you said we can't lock it in, so we can't.
We're not locking in anything, dude.
I do now. I'm going to say this. I don't know if this is accurate, but I'm going to say this anyway. There's two receivers in the NFL that I think are pretty uncoverable. One is JSN, the other is Rashee Rice, and I think that Rashee Rice is going to have double-digit targets, and he's going to have a big game tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going to be like the Randy Moss Thanksgiving Day games, but Rice had a big game against the Colts on Sunday. I think he's going to come right back with another one tomorrow. I like Kansas City. I like a high-scoring game, but I like Kansas City. I like it like 34-31, 34-27, something like that. I think the way
yesterday was 51.5, by the way, so it has gone up.
Yeah, I think the way to beat Dallas is through the air, not on the ground. So I think you're going to see Mahomes go to the air early and often in the first half. Because Pacheco's back. Yep, Kareem Hunt
just got done rushing 30 times against the Colts.
Yep. I think Kareem Hunt's going to be that short area guy where it's 3rd and 1 and they need a first down. They'll give the ball to Hunt. And I'm fine with that too. I just think Kelsey could have a big game tomorrow. I think Rice is going to have a big game. I like Kansas City tomorrow. Close game, but I like Kansas City. So,
Alan, both teams coming off a win, an emotional win. We had to go to overtime here in Arrowhead against Danny Dimes or whatever you call these guys these days. Held Jonathan Taylor in check. Right? Held Jonathan Taylor in check. Best running back in the league for this defense here. The Dallas Cowboys had to come back from a 21-0 deficit. Took care of business. Did it. They did it. So, thoughts, man. Thoughts, game lines. What are you thinking?
So, everything you thought you knew about the Dallas defense, throw it out the window. Because the last 2 weeks, this has been a completely different team on defense. They're healthy on the back end now. DeMarvion Overshown's back and healthy. You're running a 5-2 front now because you have 3 Pro Bowl caliber defensive tackles now playing on that defensive line, which apparently Philadelphia did not prepare for, which is why they didn't practice against a 5-man front. So that's their fault. And again, I'm sure Andy Reid's going to be fully prepared for that because, it just comes down to coaching in that aspect. But I think Quinnen Williams makes more of a difference. I think they get a little bit more pressure than people think that they will on Patrick Mahomes. I actually like Dallas to cover and potentially win this game because they're at home. Kansas City's 1-4 on the road. Cowboys are 3-1-1 at home. And let's not the added factor of you're also playing for a fallen teammate. So the rest of this season for this team is dedicated to Marshawn Nealon. And there's still a lot of emotion. I mean, his jersey's still they're keeping his jersey on the sidelines now. You saw last Sunday, they were waving the 94 flag after they came back and beat Philadelphia. Not saying that they have divine intervention, but I like the way the defense is played. We might get Diggs back tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know if he's playing, but I don't think he is. But there's a chance that you could get Diggs back. I think it's a lot closer than people think. And I said this on a show yesterday. I think the way you beat Patrick Mahomes is force him to make errant throws. Force him to get happy feet. Force him to throw when he's not comfortable, when he's not ready to.
That's what he loves. What are you talking about?
I mean the fact of
what he does all the time. When he's comfortable, he's the worst.
I think what Dallas does on defense works to Patrick Mahomes' favor tomorrow.
Guys, the way to beat Patrick Mahomes is to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field.
Yes.
Which I think Dallas can do.
Run the ball.
Which I think Dallas can do, and you can run the ball with your Cowboys. So
they got the weapons. You got Ferguson, you got Pickens who's lighting it up. You got CDC,
and that's the difference between the Colts and the Cowboys too. Offensively, is that yes, you have Jonathan Taylor, but other than that, it's like maybe Michael Pittman and maybe Jalen Warren. Whereas with Dallas, you have George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson. Javonte out of the backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, but Pickens is the second leading receiver in the NFL too. So
before you go, let me ask you this, because I heard a stat today that just blew my mind. The Chiefs give up the fourth least yards after catch. So when Lamb and Pickens and Ferguson catch that ball, there's going to be a Chief defender right there ready to tackle them. So Dallas is going to have to methodically go down the field in this game tomorrow. They're not going to get a big play where CD catches the ball and runs 50 yards down the sideline for a touchdown. Kansas City doesn't give that up. They're not going to get an over-the-top game. They're going to get a very short dink and dunk Dallas team tomorrow that just has to just throw it to Lamb, catches it, gets tackled. Throw it to Pickens, catches, gets tackled. So Dallas is going to be they're going to have to put together 8 to 10 play drives for 5 minutes to beat Kansas City. And they got to put 4 of those drives together. And I don't know if they could do that. And on the other side, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to find Kelsey in the zone tomorrow and find Rice in the holes of the zone. They're just going to go and sit in the middle of that zone in an open space, and Mahomes is going to pepper them with targets. That's what I think is going to happen tomorrow. So that's why I think it's going to be an aerial assault, a higher scoring game than people think. So
if we look at team projections here, team implied points here, it's kind of cool to see. Right now, the Chiefs are second most in week 13 with 28, and the Cowboys are at 11th with 24.5. So we're looking at another shootout. We are looking at a very much shootout here for this upcoming week here.
Yep.
Guys, player props here. What's some player props that you guys have seen that intrigues you enough that you might throw a little pizza money down?
Mahomes rushing attempts is at 4.5 right now on DK. I'm going over. I think Mahomes is going to run 5 or 6 times. Plus, as we've said with Dak props with Allen the last couple of weeks, kneel downs are also rush attempts too. So if Kansas City is in a kneel down situation and Mahomes has to kneel down twice, then all he's got to do is run 3 times in the game to cash his prop. So I think Mahomes is going over the 4.5 rush attempts. I think his rush yards are at 22.5 or something like that. They're really low. Mm-hmm. I like that over as well. And the other one I like is Rashee Rice over his receiving yards. I think Rashee Rice can have 100 yards tomorrow. And Lamb on the other side too. I think this is a Lamb game instead of a Pickens game tomorrow. So I like Lamb over his receiving yards as well.
By you, Alan?
I agree with you, Scott, on the Lamb prop. I also like Javonte over the rushing prop. I know Kansas City shut down Jonathan Taylor last week, but I think the offensive line of Dallas is actually better than people give them credit for. And I think you could see Javonte have a slightly good game tomorrow.
Wasn't Indy ranked in the top 5 offensive lines?
Yeah, but that's the thing, guys. You're looking at the wrong section. It's not the defensive line. The defensive line stinks. Okay, they're awful. Mm-hmm. Chris Jones is a bum. Like we don't have. You're just sitting with guys, the big guys in the middle. Okay. It's the linebacking core. It's the safeties that come up and hit you. That's who you got to block to be successful. You know, that's interesting, though. That's interesting, Alan, because I did look here. So we're looking at 66.5 yards is the rushing yards prop for Javonte tomorrow here. He has hit this 8 out of 11 games this year, including against Philly, Green Bay.
Against Philly twice.
No, he didn't.
Did he not do it week one?
Yeah, he had 54. The week one line, he hit the over, yes, because it was 28.5. But he didn't hit this number week one. So, yeah. No, he hit his line before. But that was also who the hell is running the ball week one.
Yeah.
And he has been great, especially late in games. So that they're not going to not keep giving him the ball, even if they're down by like 10. They're still going to run Javonte.
Yeah, so you're looking at 20 attempts for him last week, 22 attempts for him against the Raiders, but then 15, 13, 19, 13, 16. So they're not afraid to use the guy, which is good to see for Dallas because they shouldn't. If we look here too against the Chiefs defense, we said 66.5, right? I think it was the number I just told you guys.
Yep.
Taylor under, Harvey under, James Cook went over. So there's that. Corey Krosky Merritt under, Ashley Genty under, Gibbs under, Etienne under, Justice Hill went over, Cam Scatterbo under, and Saquon week 2 went over. So
I think Javonte's going under. I think he's going to have like an 18 carry for 55-yard game. Something.
The only reason I like this 66.5 because it's not 90. It's not like they were giving Chiefs respect here in the rushing category. Yeah. And quite frankly to me, if you guys watched my show last time, the Sports Buffoons here, we talked about the prediction here for the Kansas City Chiefs and Dallas Cowboys game. I had the Cowboys winning 28-17. Mm-hmm. And if the Cowboys get up, the thing is, if the Cowboys get up by more than 10 points anytime, Javonte is going over. I know we're going to stuff them, but they're going to run him 25, 30 times on tomorrow. Yep. If they're up, if this is a close game, if you're looking at this prop here and it's a close game here, I don't see that happening. I think you're just going to be under minus a breakaway run that, occasionally happens. But I honestly think this can go either way. Dallas could get up big. KC could get up big. Could be close. Who knows what's going to happen here, but I don't mind this one 66.5.
I will say this too, Tanner. Keep an eye on the second. Keep an eye on what happens in the second quarter. Cowboys are the best team in scoring wise in the second quarter, especially in the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. That especially in situations where they know they get the ball at halftime, you're going to see them try to get touchdowns instead of field goals in the last 2 minutes of the quarter. So
JC doesn't start playing until the third quarter. So, I'm right there with you. This is going to be one of those games,
A couple of Dak stats to throw at you guys. Dak has an 80% completion percentage on play action passes. That's number one. Number two, his yards per attempt is at 9.4 on play action, where it's in the 7s on just dropbacks and throws. So the key to the game for Dallas is Javonte has to get off early and get some yards early so that they can have the Chiefs defense go off that play action fake. If Javonte doesn't get going, then Dallas can't. The play action is going to be ineffective. That's the whole.
I can almost guarantee he's got the first play of the game is going to be a screen to Lamb, and then they're going to try to run the ball.
They're going to try to get Lamb involved early based on what happened last week. Yeah. That's exactly what's going to happen. So I would not be surprised if Dallas comes out in the first series and if it's a 7 or 8 play series, throw it 6 times and 4 of those are to Lamb tomorrow.
I'll give you one more, Tanner. I like Jake Ferguson over receiving because I was on a Chiefs podcast yesterday. The one guy they said they were worried about was Jake Ferguson because tight ends have done pretty well against Kansas City this year. So That might be, if you try to cover up CD, try to cover up Pickens, that might be Dak's go-to guy.
Yeah.
I could tell he didn't like that.
I got something for you, Alan.
37.5. It's the receiving yards line, right?
Yeah.
It's a low line. Tyler Warren had 45 last week. Evan Ingram went under. Dalton Kincaid went over. Well, obviously the Bills game, we played something different defensively.
Yeah.
Ertz went under at 16. Mayer was 10. Laporta went over at 55. Strange 22. Andrews 30. I think they're hyping up numbers on that Chiefs podcast because I don't see what they're seeing on tight ends here. Like, it should have been bad, but they're not. But the fact that this line here is
36.5 or 37.
36.5, and you had your target range is 6, 5, and 7 the last 3 games here for Ferguson. You should go over, plain and simple. So yes, I agree with you, Alan. I do not mind this here. I do not agree with that Chiefs podcast saying the Chiefs are bad against tight ends. So I will take you on this line though. I like this line particularly. So.
By the way, I'll take the Chiefs -3, please.
Oh God!
Shut up. It's not locked. There's no locks, man. It's no locks.
No locks. The one thing I would fear with Ferguson is if the Chiefs were giving up 75 yards a game to the tight end, but they're not. They're giving up probably in the 30s to 40. So that's the thing with Ferguson.
They're average.
It's so low. It's so low. It's like Javante's prop. It's so low that you're almost tempted to take the over.
They're the 24th best team against tight ends.
Yeah.
Or 24th best. They're so they'd be what, the 8th best or whatever it would be. So sorry, 20. The ranks are weird. So yeah, like 8th best or whatever it might be. So like they're not bad against tight end. I don't know what Chiefs podcast you were on, man. We got to talk about that later. But. That's neither here or there. We're not talking about that right now. My line here that I like a lot too. We talk about Pacheco coming back. We talk about Kareem Hunt rushing for 30 times last week here. He's not going to rush for 30 times this week. I can promise you that. Okay. But he's still going to be useful. Andy Reid was talking about him being upright. This guy's still going to get a lot of work. Pacheco's going to get his fair amount of work. Rashard Smith is going to get his fair amount of work. But I'm taking the under of the 16.5 receiving yards for Rashard Smith. Quite frankly, I think that we're going Dallas is going to be anticipating it of when Smith is in the game or Pacheco. They're going to look here for the screens and all that. We don't normally set up the screens here. Yes, but Smith did hit 31 yards last week. No Pacheco. Vegas, Detroit, Jacksonville, Baltimore. He hit the over. That's great on this line here. But Washington, Buffalo, and Denver, when you had no Pacheco, you didn't do nothing. Say, okay. I don't think they figured it out what they're doing with the third guy yet. And I think he gets the receptions. It's 1.5 receptions. I think he gets two or three. But I don't think he breaks away with that big screen run there. So I'm taking the under of 16, and it actually just changed. It was 18.5 when I clicked on it. Now it's 16.5. So I'm taking the under still. I still like the under here. You get that -110 currently at BetMGM. So if you guys are interested in that, but that's my player prop here for the KC Dallas game, guys. So
now
it's gonna be a fun game.
Listen to this Pacheco prop. His over under rushing yards is 30.5, right? His longest rush is over under 10.5. I would go under on that. I don't think he's going to get an 11-yard run tomorrow.
I don't know, man.
That's a lot of yards for one run, which means they're saying he's going to have one big run. He's going to do nothing else the rest of the
But he's going to get the ball. He's going to get the ball tomorrow. His rushing attempts are
going to get the ball, what, a dozen times? I would say 12 times.
Last time, I mean, usually Kareem and him split 12 and 14, something in that range. So, I don't know. I'm not touching that line on that one.
Yeah, because the rush attempts on DK, they don't even have Pacheco or Hunt in there. They just have Mahomes and Javante. So,
all right, let's take a look, guys. Here, let's move on here to Cincy and Baltimore tomorrow night. Cincy, Baltimore, guys, -7 favorites here. for the Ravens here. +7, of course, on Caesars at +100 for Cincy. Joey B's returning, guys. Joey B is returning. Jamar Chase will be back as well. T, do we know what status on T is right now?
Out. He's out.
Of course. Because why not have Burrow with both of his targets for
Right.
once?
They're talking about multiple weeks with Higgins. They're talking.
Okay.
Possibly.
Over under right now is 51.5, 52.5. We take a look here at the first half. Bengals at +220, -225 for Ravens, +4.5 currently for the Cincinnati Bengals, -3.5 for DK on the Ravens. Over under is 26.5 points for the first half bets here, guys. Game lines here. Break it out here. Actually, you know what? Let's just go into it here. Game lines, player props here. What do we like here for the Cincinnati Bengals Baltimore Ravens game?
I did it last week. I'm doing it again. Lamar Jackson under 28.5 rushing yards. He's not healthy. Now he's got a toe injury on top of his knee, his hamstring. He's a battered quarterback right now. He's not looking to run. He doesn't want to run. He just wants to throw. So I'm going to Lamar under 28.5 yards is where I'm going with that prop. And Joe Burrow, 4.5 rushing yards. I might sprinkle a little over on that. That's basically one run for Joe Burrow. So
it is. It is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like that. It's at -115. But still, I'm going to take that. So I'm going to go under Lamar's rushing and over Burrow's rushing tomorrow.
You know, I've heard a lot of Bengals fans this week here on my chats, and they don't think Joey B is going to be quite up to par yet, you know. And so I asked what normal was, and they're like, oh, you know, like 280. So I go, no. Normal is throwing for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, a pick, and still losing the game by 20. So, you know, I don't think he's going to be normal yet, apparently. But it's going to be an interesting game. See where he is, right, health-wise. Alan, what do you like, man? What do you like in this game here?
I actually like the under. I know that sounds crazy given what the Bengals defense is, but if you go back last week, they actually didn't play that bad in the second half against the Patriots. They kind of shut them down a little bit, although the Patriots did end up winning that game. And like Scott mentioned, Lamar Jackson just hasn't been himself, especially running the football. Their offense seems kind of out of sync. They somehow, some way still find ways to win games. Their defense has played better. This could be a low-scoring defensive game tomorrow night. I like the under 52.5 here.
Wait, hold. Cincinnati Bengals defensive game? What is this? What are we talking about?
Don't worry. My mom had me tested. I'm not crazy. I promise.
The other thing that I like in this game, and this may be a stretch, Mark Andrews over 41.5 receiving yards. Cincinnati's league worst at defending tight ends. So I think the way to beat them is to hit the tight end. So Mark Andrews could have one of those games that Mark Andrews used to have. So, and Gesicki overs 34.5 as well.
I would throw
out. Gesicki is second in targets. So
I would sprinkle anytime touchdown for Andrews as well because I think he's going to score in this game.
I'd agree with that. I would agree with that.
You know, it's kind of interesting looking at Cincinnati and their trend and their history, right? They haven't covered a game, at least in the last 10. I don't know if they covered a week 1 or anything, but they haven't covered basically all year long in their spreads.
They didn't cover against the Browns.
So they haven't covered all year long then. I don't have covers up. I usually look at covers for this record stuff, but I got other stuff up here. So no covers there. They the last 5 here, they've been over 3 of the last 5. The unders here, we're looking at New England and Patriot in Pittsburgh, 47.5, 46.5 for the unders. The overs are 48.5, 45, 46.5. Overall, 6 out of the last 10, they've been over for Cincinnati. And we take a look here at Baltimore. Gonna load. There we go. Baltimore's covered the last 4 out of the last 5 games. They didn't cover against Cleveland there at -8.5. But otherwise, because Lamar was out, right? They didn't cover against the Rams, Houston, KC, Detroit. I guess Lamar was there, but still didn't cover in that range. But the under is the interesting part here. 44.5, 46.5, 47.5, 48.5, 48.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games in a row, guys. We've been on the under for Baltimore. 6 games in a row.
And Lamar's been back for 3 or 4, and I think him not running keeps Baltimore's points down in games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Baltimore scoring 24 at most because Lamar's just not looking to run. I mean, I watched the game the other Sunday, and I rewatched the game again. He's just not looking to run against the Jets. You're just standing in the pocket, getting sacked, and not looking to take off. He's not healthy.
It's very interesting taking a look at Vegas and what the team totals are currently. The implied points here, Ravens are number 1 for this week 13. 29.95 or 25 points here is what their implied points are this week. Best overall, the best in week 13 for among teams. We take here a look at the Bengals here. They're number 17, 22.25. Okay, that's a big difference, man. That's a big difference.
It's huge. I might take the under on Baltimore's points. I don't think they're going to get to 30 because to cash that prop, they got to get to 30. I don't think they're going to get to 30.
Alan, I like your pick here on the under. I generally think the under could possibly hit here with that.
Yeah, like I would also sprinkle a little bit thinner on Cincinnati +7. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I still think Baltimore wins, but I think it's going to be more of a field goal game than it is a touchdown game. Like we said, I like the under a lot in this game.
The one guy from Baltimore on defense to keep an eye on is Kyle Hamilton. If he's not playing, Gesicki could get 60 or 70 yards receiving tomorrow. Because that's who's going to cover Gesicki is Kyle Hamilton. So if he's not in the game, Gesicki could go off tomorrow night. So keep that in mind.
My prop here, I did this yesterday on the Buffoons here. Chase Brown. 77.5 rushing plus receiving yards currently. -114 on what are we on? BetMGM, looks like. Yeah, BetMGM currently. He's hit this line here 1, 2, 3, 5 games. Last 5 games, he's been on the over. Yes, I know Joe Burrow's returning here. I'm not really concerned because he's been part of the game plan. He's part of this offense. No T as well. And this Ravens are still one of the worst rushing teams, defensive wise, right, in the league here. We take a look here too at his game log here, the last 5 games here. 19 attempts, 18 attempts, 11, 12, 11. These are losing efforts, ladies and gentlemen. Losing efforts for the Cincinnati Bengals. We're still getting these kind of numbers. 4, 18, 14, 3, and 4 for targets as well. He's involved. He's involved in this offense. There's no reason why this should stop here. And we take a look here at this number here of 77.5 here. Pretty sure I got 75.5 yesterday, but I could be crazy. Currently against the Ravens defense, the over in props general, I said 7 in the last 10. See here, Judkins went under. Aaron Jones would have went under on this line. Devon was over. Swift was just barely under. Kyron was over. Chubb was under. Checo under. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. That doesn't quite show me everything I need to, but I love this line. I love Chase Brown being involved in this offense.
I think Chase Brown is going to be heavily used early in the game to protect Burrow. Early. Mm-hmm. So if Chase Brown breaks off something big in the first quarter, he's going to easily shatter that. So
either that or they're going to call a quick pass to Jamar Chase just to show that these two still.
Yeah, Chase is going to get targeted like crazy tomorrow night with no Higgins. Chase and Gesicki and Brown are going to be the streamlined passing targets for Burrow tomorrow night.
I would say P. Ryan too, but I don't think he's playing. I think he's still on IR.
He's still on IR.
Yeah.
Did he practice full? I thought he practiced fully on Monday.
You're making Tanner work, Scott.
I'm
I know he did. Yeah, he did say you did practice full.
So he might play tomorrow night. If he plays tomorrow night, that's the passing downs back for Burrow. So But I still think Brown can get close to 77 just in rushing, I think. So I think Chase Brown is back to the way he was last year right now. So
by the way, Auburn did beat St. John's today.
Yeah, and Michigan went up pretty big, but Gonzaga's making a comeback here as they're getting close to halftime here.
Hey, Tanner,
for
hey,
football.
Tanner, remember the basketball bet I gave you earlier? Columbia put 106 up on Fairfield. Won the game by 30. Yeah. Columbia 6-1 against the spread so far this year. So
I had to explain to Keith earlier tonight that we are the small school show.
Yes, we are.
We bet small schools and we also bet Hawaii.
Mike with the sports film was not entertained by my Kennesaw State pick for Saturday. So yesterday,
you college football. Yeah, we know how they are with your college football stuff.
They were not a fan of my Kennesaw State pick. So they love the Alabama. They love the Alabama. I hate the other one.
I actually like honestly, Tanner. I actually like Auburn in that game. It's chaotic. It's chaotic. It's at home.
Wild.
Anything can happen in that Iron Bowl. You know this.
I know.
That Iron Bowl is going to be chaotic.
I'm picking on the justification of what it should happen, and it should be
what should happen.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. What should happen is Alabama should blow the doors.
The data shows it should be a blowout. The emotion shows they're probably going to screw it up somehow. So, but it is what it is.
Plus, there's a certain quarterback in Auburn who's played Alabama before and put up 131 rushing yards on them last time. So.
Fair enough.
So let me ask you guys something. Do you think all 3 road teams tomorrow win? Or have a chance?
No, I don't. I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I don't. No.
Okay.
No. Baltimore's going to win. Dallas, Kansas City is a toss-up. And Detroit's going to win.
Okay. So
quite frankly, there's a very good chance that none of the away teams win tomorrow. But Patrick Mahomes really wants that turducken. So you better be ready, Alan. You better be ready.
He could get that turducken in Fort Worth. He don't
Fox
need
is
it in
doing the game?
Arlington.
Fox is doing the Kansas City game?
No, it's CBS. It's Romo and Nance. It's the 4th straight Kansas City game they've called.
I hate listening to Romo.
It was a great break last week when I didn't have to listen to Romo.
Now he's back. Now you're back.
I might just put this in on mute or something like that and just act like there's too many people.
He's going to want to talk about Patrick Mahomes, but
he's annoying though.
He's also a former Cowboy, so he has to talk about that.
It's a way too far.
This guy's nuts. I just don't want to listen to him. I've listened to him enough already. So it is what it is.
He's a more likable Chris Collinsworth.
No, he's not. No.
Hey! In my opinion, I'm biased, okay? Because he's my quarterback. So
now there's the guy.
There's a guy. I like Mike Tirico, but Chris Collinsworth, come on now.
Yeah, it's time for some of these guys to retire.
Especially when it's a bad Sunday night game like we've had the last couple weeks, and it's like, I usually just plug my headphones in and just listen to music while I'm watching the game. It's like just so I don't have to hear Chris Collinsworth talk.
Do we have one more game we gotta go over?
Yeah, we're gonna go over Friday. We're going Friday, Chicago, Philadelphia here, guys.
Has anybody seen the Eagles? Have they left Dallas okay? Are they okay?
I'm very worried.
We haven't seen them since the first half of that game against Dallas last week.
I'm very worried about the Eagles tomorrow, Friday. Devonta Smith has not practiced the first 2 days this week.
I know he hasn't. I know.
And if he doesn't play, I know I'm aware of it too because he's in my highest of high stakes teams. If he doesn't play Friday, that could be bad news.
Hey, Alan, we're officially on a Drake London watch again.
Oh God.
London Bridges.
We got to deal with this possibly through Sunday morning with Scott on the Drake London watch once again.
But
it's not looking good either.
No, Raheem Morris said he's doubtful to play, so I've already made alternate plans. So I have Andre Yoshibas in my starting lineup for tomorrow night's game.
I did.
That's bad. That's how bad it is. I had neighbors in London on my team, and London's not playing, and Neighbors is on IR, and now I have to turn to Andre Yoshibas. So I feel like I'm in a Donkey Kong video or something, or Mario.
I literally in my family draft league, I just dumped Ashton Genty for Bucky Irving, and he just got cleared today. Bucky Irving did so.
Yeah. Like he's looking.
But I still have Javonte and Bijan, so I've got to.
So you're all right.
Back
and Tanner, if Javonte doesn't play Friday, I'm gonna have to turn to somebody else in the Yoshivas realm here. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
That's gonna be rough.
Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, right.
That's probably
I'd be the guy if he's there.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm worried about the Eagles a lot on Friday. If Smith does not play, I'm really worried about the Eagles in this game.
Yeah, we're gonna find out here. So let's get into it here. It's Friday, 2:00 Central, 1:00 or 3:00 Eastern game. A weird afternoon game, Black Friday, since they've started doing this here. Chicago going to Philly. Currently -7 favorites there for the Eagles. Over under is 44.5. Take a look at the first half lines here. +220 for Chicago. -180 for Philly. On the money lines, +3.5 currently, a +100 BetGM for Chicago. -3.5, -115 on DK for Eagles. And over under is 22.5 for the first half total. So, guys, player props, game lines. What do we like here in this game? What are we looking for, and what are we watching for?
Saquon Barkley going to show up this year yet? Is he going to make an appearance? I have no idea. I like a lot of unders in this game. I think this is going to be a defensive game. I think the Bears, if there's no Smith, like we just referenced, then I think what the Bears are going to do is sell out in the passing game to stop A.J. Brown, which means Dallas, it could open the field up for Dallas Goedert on the over. So I would go Dallas Goedert over if there's no Devonta Smith. If there is Devonta Smith, I would go Devonta Smith over because this just sets up like a Devonta Smith game more than an A.J. Brown game, the way the Bears play defense. So, and we'll see who's missing in the Bears secondary because that's been their weakness, and they've had a lot of missed games in the secondary this year. So that's key. That's key. And don't rule out a Jahan Dotson long catch of like 40 yards or something if there's no Smith. That would be another one. So I would go Dotson over longest reception with no Smith. Goddard over his receiving prop with no Smith. If there is Smith, I would go Smith over on his receiving prop and Goddard under. So,
okay. Alan.
One thing I noticed this past Sunday, is they have a new starting right tackle now on that offensive line for Philadelphia. Lane Johnson is out indefinitely. We don't know when he's coming back. Quite frankly, the left side of that line has not been good. Jordan Mailata has not played well this year. Landon Dickerson has not played well this year. I kind of like that Bears pass rush. I like that Bears pass rush in this game. I'm not a fan of that secondary. I'm kind of with you, Scott. But especially if you have no Devonta Smith, if it's the same script we've seen the last 2 weeks, A.J. Brown's going to get force-fed the football here. And if Saquon can't figure things out in the run game, if the Bears stuff that run game, the Eagles' offense is in trouble. Like, they could probably keep Caleb Williams contained, but the Eagles' offense itself might be in trouble Friday. I do not know how to say this kid's name. The Bears running back, not
Monangai.
Kyle
Monangai.
Yep.
I like his over rushing yards. Javonte had 90 plus on the Eagles this past Sunday. Eagles here lately, while yes, they have a great front seven, they have allowed a lot of rushing yards to certain running backs. So I like his rush over his rush prop too.
The two other ones that I like is Hurts anytime touchdown. I think Hurts is going to have to run a lot on Friday, and a Caleb Williams interception. because the Philadelphia Eagles defense is pretty nasty.
Also, it also depends, Scott, if Reed Blankenship is playing. I don't know if he's. I haven't heard update from him from last Sunday, but he was out middle of the game and didn't come back. So I don't know if he's active or not for this game.
And what the heck has happened to Roma Dunze? He's just
Chicago.
Chicago.
What do you want?
I know he's become like forgotten all of a sudden. I mean, DJ Moore had 2 touchdowns last week. Colston Loveland's getting in the act. Dunze had 3 for 53 last week.
This could be, Scott. This could be a Roma Dunze game because he's got the similar kind of play as George Pickens does. So
I don't have
him the Roma Dunze. This could be the Roma Dunze game. If
I don't have him in fantasy because of what Tanner just said. It's Chicago, and who knows? But he's like on a milk carton all of a sudden again. So
it's interesting that we look at this game here and DeAndre Swift getting benched last week. And is that just a power move? Is that a figure it out kind of thing, for that fumble? Or does he get put back in?
I honestly, Tanner, I think Monangai has been the better back this year. I've seen more production. I've seen Monangai have a little bit better production at times this year. So.
The reason why Swift got benched last week is because he fumbled and Ben Johnson had enough. He only got 2 carries after the fumble. So that's the reason why he got benched from Monangai. But I think DeAndre Swift is a dual threat back. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run the ball effectively. I think you have to go back to Swift this week. And it's a revenge game for Swift too.
Mm-hmm.
I think going back to Swift here is the right move. Having that veteran presence, right? He is your receiving back. He can do what you need him to do. Kyle's a great piece with it. I think there's some hope there, like you said, Alan, that he can be efficient if he's given the opportunity. I think D Swift's your guy to make you have to win game.
Yep.
All right. And if we look here again, looking at team projections, implied points. Right now, the Eagles are 6th best at 25.75. And the Bears are all the way down to 24th at 18.75 implied points. That's wild to me. A team like the Bears have been so many high-scoring games. Or just
Eagles defense, too much respect.
I think too much.
I think it's also the fact, Tanner, Chicago's been in a lot of one-score games, and they've won a lot of one-score games, especially in the fourth quarter. The Bears are a fourth-quarter team.
I don't mean.
And if there's anything we know for Philadelphia, and I'm sure Scott agrees too, normally for the majority of the season, you see Philadelphia play a good half of football, and then for some reason, in either the second half or first half, they just completely disappear.
Well, Nick brought it up. They're second in the NFL of most halves without scoring, with 3 after Tennessee. That to me boggles my mind with all the talent on that. And I hate to keep happening on it. If there's no Devonta Smith, I might go Eagles team total under. Because I don't really know where the points are going to come from in the game, other than maybe it hurts or Barkley touchdown. So I would go team total under if no Devonta Smith.
Well, when I look here at the prop for Jalen Hurts, 211.5 passing yards. Okay. Now look at it here. He's hit it multiple times, right? It's not consistent, but he's hit it.
Yep.
I look at the quarterbacks that have played against the Bears here. Guys, go with me here. Let's play a little game here. Backup or starter? Okay. Backup or starter? Or it should be backup. We'll do that. Okay. Mason Rudolph.
Backup.
Under 171. Okay. JJ 9 McCarthy, or whatever the hell it is.
Should be a backup.
Fifth string.
Under. Okay. Jackson Dart.
Starter.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
Over. Okay. Joe Flacco.
Backup.
He went over, though. He played like a starter. So.
Played like a starter, but he should be a backup.
Right. Tyler Huntley.
Backup.
He was underneath that line. Spencer Rattler.
Backup.
He's even a quarter. I was going to say he's even a quarterback.
Went over? He went
He
over?
went over. He went 233 on that game there.
Wow.
Jaden
Okay.
Daniels went 211. Geno Smith 117. Dak and Jared Goff there at 251 and 334. Basically, what I'm getting at is when I'm seeing this list here of quarterbacks, majority of the time, an actual starter goes over their pass yards prop. And that's what I'm banking on here with Jalen Hurts this week here. I know possibly no Devontae, not too concerned about because you're going to have to figure it out to get somebody
Right.
to work here, right?
Yep.
I'm taking the over on the 211.5 passing yards this week here. I think you have to build some consistency. You have to step up this week. You have to get this win, and you are the better team. Sorry, Bears fans, but you are the better team, Philadelphia. I don't like saying that to Philly, but it is what it is, and that's where we're at.
Tanner, I would even look at his passing and rushing yards combined over, which is probably in the 250s someplace.
Yeah, I don't have that number here. Let's see here.
I can find it while we're on.
You're good.
By the way, if we were doing picks today, Tanner, this would be my long shot bet.
Yeah, 248.5. Oh yeah, it would be Chicago.
For the Bears, yeah. Actually, I believe ESPN bet has them at plus 270. So
Yeah,
nice.
Money line. So that would be my long shot bet is Chicago money line in this.
So yeah, I would go
Fanatics has it at 240.5 right now, Scott.
They do. See, I would go over that. I would ladder them up to above.
Oh, same with MGM. Yeah.
Oh, it's on MGM. I would ladder it up to over 260 because he's going to have to take over in the game at some time. So he could get 50 yards rushing and 230 yards passing. Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. I'll give you plus 290, Alan, on this one here, for the long shot in on the sportsbook we don't name on the show. So it's good to see the Lions.
It's be a low scoring game. This is either going to be a low scoring Bears win or the Eagles are going to finally wake up and demolish this team, which they should. Because like you said, Tanner, they technically are the better team, but the last few weeks they haven't played like it. So they got to play like it first.
The other prop I like here is the over 56.5 rushing receiving yards by DeAndre Swift. Okay. That's what I like. They went under last week against Pittsburgh. He got benched, but he's hit the over all the other games this year. All the other games. So I like him in that matter. I won't put it out. Just if you guys are looking here, if you hear better reports here out there as we get closer to Friday, I do like that line. I do like the line. So in that range. All right, guys. I know we're getting close here to our time here, but what other games we got coming the next couple of days? NBA, NHL, college basketball, football. What do we like here for Thursday, Friday here?
I like Michigan. Go ahead, Alan. You go first.
Egg Bowl Friday morning. I like the plus 7.5 for Mississippi State.
You would.
There's a lot of turmoil.
Hey, you love Mississippi State this year.
They've been very scrappy this year. I mean, they haven't covered a lot at times, but it's a rivalry game. Mississippi State can be bowl eligible if they win this game. Not only that, you potentially knock Ole Miss out of the playoff with Lane Kiffin walking out the door to LSU. A lot of press, a lot of turmoil, a lot of things happening, and this is going to be a big game for both sides. That Egg Bowl is going to be something to keep an eye on.
Scott,
I have a bunch. No, I have a bunch. Michigan State's playing North Carolina. I like Michigan State minus 2.5. I was not impressed by North Carolina at all in their last game. Georgetown minus 1.5 over Dayton. Georgetown is back on the map again. I like Georgetown a lot. College football. I like Texas A&M minus 2.5. I think they're gonna win by a touchdown over Texas. Texas is too inconsistent for me, so I don't like them. My team, San Diego State minus 1.5. Georgia Tech is a 14-point underdog to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I know Georgia Tech is coming off of what the heck happened in their last game. I think they can keep the game close against Georgia. It's an in-state rivalry. The hatred is there. I think Georgia Tech keeps it close. So give me the plus 14 with Georgia Tech. Those are my other ones.
What about I know it's rivalry week. You got Arizona State, 8:00 at night, 9:00 at night your time, Scott. Like only -1.5 for the Wildcats. And you're not going out of state. I don't mind the AZ Wildcats. Take care of business in-house.
I don't either. I was looking at that game. I couldn't get there yet because I didn't do a lot of stuff on it. But I am in a little while. Probably sometime Friday morning I'll put a bet in.
None of you guys want to give me hope. None of you guys want to give me any sliver of hope here.
I like Kansas. I do like Kansas on Friday.
To cover or win?
To win.
Oh, okay.
To win the game.
I'll take it. I'll take the sliver of hope.
I think the body clock, it's a 12 o'clock noon Eastern game, so the body clock for Utah is 10 a.m. Teams generally start slow, and if Kansas can jump on them early, I think Kansas wins the game. Utah's got a ton of pressure on them to win that game on Friday. And the game's at Kansas.
Coming off a 2-game attending losing streak currently. I'm 2-2, I believe, on the year, or 3-2 on the year. For the Jayhawks, I'll be in attendance for this game here. Hopefully, I'm not leaving early. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I probably won't leave early anyways.
I like North Texas -20.5. I think they're going to want to make a statement to the CFB committee, and they're also going to want to make a statement heading into the American Conference Championship game. So I like them. I know Temple's played great. I know they played scrappy, but I think North Texas offensively, they're just on a whole nother level than some of these other teams. So I like that -20.5.
I would agree with you, Alan, and I do agree with you. But I'm a little worried that these kids are like, well, coach is leaving at the end of the year. He's already gone. He's taking another job. How did they play for him? That'd be an interesting. That's a definitely in-game bet.
You play to win the game, man.
You play to win the game. I agree, but these are kids. These are kids. We have no idea how they're going to react to this. Coach is leaving at the end of the year. He took another job. That's it. So we'll see. We'll see. But I agree with you, Alan. I do like.
I'll give one last one. I like Iowa on the road -4.5 against Nebraska. If those rumors that Dylan Raiola is going to enter the transfer portal after this season, I don't think he's fully bought into Nebraska right now. Even though Matt Rule's still staying another year or two with the Cornhuskers, I think Iowa's going to want to play their style of football, and I think it's going to lead them to a convincing win over Nebraska in this game.
And by the way, if anybody sees a Green Bay basketball spread, would you tweet it to me, please? I got to get my Green Bay spreads in because I'm on Columbia now, 6-1 against the spread. They 106 points. I like Columbia. I might be on Columbia all year long.
It's true. Thursday we got Georgetown Dayton going at it here right now. -1.5 favorites for Georgetown. I like Georgetown in this year. I like what Georgetown's brought this year. Yep. Extremely a lot there for college basketball. I've been keeping my eyes on it. Right, we've been following a lot of football here lately. I've been keeping my eyes on the basketball side of things here. I like what he said about Michigan State, UNLV over Rutgers. I like the -2.5 there. The Dons against Buffalo at San Francisco. I believe it's at San Francisco, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah. So -0.5 point there against the Colorado. I like them. For Thursday here, we pop over. I'm just looking at Friday real quick here. Is there no games Friday? Am I crazy?
The college basketball has a bunch of games Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games Friday.
There's a bunch of games.
What do you think? What do you think of the 2.5 for Michigan State over North Carolina right now?
I took Michigan State. I already bet it.
That's what Scott was talking about. Yeah.
Michigan State. Michigan State's defense class above the rest right now. So North Carolina it has not looked. I think they're undefeated, but they didn't look impressive last game. So I like.
Okay, that's why there's no markets right now. So you get nothing to pull in.
Yeah,
I'm betting for.
Yeah, there's a lot of unless it's like a top tier matchup. There's not any spreads, especially on ESPN right now. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, so I mean, games to come, guys. There's tons of great games out there to follow there. NBA wise, I'm going to start digging into some prop bets here and take a look here as we're getting ready to transform our Saturday show into more of a general betting show for Saturday. By the way, in case you guys
You
aren't
got
aware,
North Dakota and Hawaii Friday night, by the way, Scott.
Yeah. Yes, we
North
do.
Dakota and Hawaii Friday night.
Another late
By the way, guys, I don't know if you're aware of this, the audience here. This is the last weekend of regular season college football.
It is. Yeah.
This is generally where I stop betting college football. Plain and simple. I just can't do it after this.
Bowl games at 2.
Maybe the playoffs a little bit. Maybe I'll probably still be very shy on it. This is kind of where we start focusing in on NBA player props. We start taking a look here, NHL score or props, and also lines, and then on top of that, college basketball.
Mhm.
So we start doing a little heavier on Saturday on some a little bit more variety and broad aspect of it. But this week, guys, the Saturday is our final college football regular season show, and then starting a week from Saturday, we will be it'll be more of a variety show. So
American.
Scott loves it.
By
Scott
the
loves
way, Tanner, is there a line for Virginia Tech St. Mary's for tomorrow?
When's that? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
That probably has not come out yet. Did St. Mary's win tonight? They must have won tonight. They did win tonight.
No, I don't see any lines yet.
That probably will be out later tonight or early tomorrow.
Yeah.
I love
I
St.
like
Mary's.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's has been just crushing everybody that they played.
Yeah.
So
No line on either one of my sites.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I see that, that's going in for a bet.
By the way, Texas has a 4-point lead over North Carolina State, and Gonzaga is still down 53-29.
It's Michigan's just rolling it. They're just
Yeah.
they're good. They're good this year again. Damn it, they're good this year.
So I gave Tanner one more bet today. PRA, Cade Cunningham, 40.5. He had 42 points tonight against Celtics, and they lost. They lost to the Celtics. So he went over his PRA. So everybody, Detroit's really good this year. Pistons are good this year. So
No NBA games tomorrow, guys. A big slate on Friday. Hockey wise, NHL, no games tomorrow. So we'll have a pretty decent slate on Friday as well. Most likely.
Yeah.
I don't see any lines dropped yet, but
it's NFL King on Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day. So those leagues.
One college football game, college basketball sprinkled in, and NFL guys for your likings there. So
By the way,
guys, anything else here?
OKC did win tonight, so I think they just clinched up Group A in the NBA Cup too.
Oh yeah, where are we at with the NBA Cup deal?
That I don't know because the Celtics are out of it. So as soon as the Celtics are out of it, they stop looking. I think OKC is going to win it. I mean, they're not losing. They're just
I don't know, man. Lakers are looking to add another trophy.
Lakers are looking great too. So,
I mean, did you see what he did to them last time?
There is a bet on DraftKings. Oklahoma City to set the NBA record for wins is 23-1. I might put a little.
Okay.
bit on that.
So we're in the group play still.
Yeah, we're still in the group play. They haven't got out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Atlanta was eliminated. Washington was eliminated. Boston was eliminated. Brooklyn eliminated. Charlotte, Chicago. Who else here? Dallas, Utah, New Orleans, Minnesota. Looks like it was Sacramento, Memphis.
Yeah, we beat Minnesota tonight, so I think we eliminated them.
Portland, and San Antonio. Okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So we're not even holy cow. So we're not even to close to it, the end of that thing.
In Las Vegas, you're gonna get probably OKC, the Lakers, Detroit, and Milwaukee, something like that. You're gonna get 4 really good teams in it. Phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal.
What makes it worse too is there's a chance we win the NBA championship this year, Scott, and we get the number 1 pick.
I know.
Next year's draft, because
Trade
we
the
have
number 1 pick to
we have
Houston.
two of our traded picks. I believe one's from the Clippers, and I can't remember where the other one's from. It might be either Indiana or somewhere else. I can't remember. But right now they would both be top 10 picks projected. And if they're both lottery picks, that's a double odds chance for Oklahoma City, the NBA champions, to get the number 1 overall pick.
Insane.
Sam Presti, you bad man.
I like it. Guys, anything else? Anything else before we get the heck out of here for the night?
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Enjoy your day
By
tomorrow.
the way, Survivor Series on Saturday too. I know it'll probably be discussed a little bit more, maybe Saturday, but Survivor Series on Saturday, and then here in a couple weeks, John Cena's final match on Saturday night's main event.
Alan's 5 bets on Saturday are all going to be Survivor Series picks. So.
No, I tried betting wrestling the last time. Scott didn't work out, so it's probably not going to happen.
Never does.
Right.
Never does. Never does.
Cool.
LSU plus 10.5. How's that sound?
Okay, that's good.
Guys, you can catch me tomorrow morning, 9:30 Central a.m. on Basement Brew Fans Football. We'll be doing a Thanksgiving special. Hit it up the YouTube, on YouTube exclusive only. So go find me on Basement Brew Fans Football. We'll go over the week winner, aka the lineup setter, the start sit guide. I'm here to answer your questions. We're here to set some of my lineups too. So make sure you guys do that. But otherwise, we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. There, I will. Like, subscribe, follow here. We'll be back Saturday morning for our college football finale.
By the way,
show.
Also tomorrow night on the Audible Sports Podcast, shout out Bobby G. They're doing a live watch along for the Ravens Bengals game Thursday night, kind of like a Manning cast sort of thing. I might be popping on there to talk about the Chiefs Cowboys game during that. So
very cool. Should be fun. Should be fun, man.
I mean, especially if we win. So if we lose, I'll be in depression. If we win, I'll probably be having a heart attack because that's just what happens with the Cowboys.
Lord of mercy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. We'll catch you guys on Saturday morning. Have a great Thanksgiving if we don't chat with you guys. Be safe. We'll catch you guys Saturday morning. See you guys.